When Desperate Housewives ends, I think my girls will be about kindergarten age. I will be so happy to be there for them through that huge transition. I have always wanted to know what's going on under the surface. Your 40s is not the time to be thinking about getting pregnant. I use as high SPF as I can get, and I live under a hat like a mushroom all the time. Someone said they're worried about their kids getting older and doing drugs, and I got this look of horror on my face and thought, what if my girls don't wear hats? But at 13 months old, they could say hat. With the red hair, you get the white skin. It's a package deal. The cons are that you never look particularly attractive on the beach. The pros are in a softly lit room, you look pretty. I would ask my dad what he did, and he'd say, I listen to people's problems. In some way what he did for a living is in my genes. No matter how tired I get, driving through Universal Lot is always amazing. It's such a thrill. I've had such joy and a sense of privilege that I have had this great job. It feels wonderful to belong here, and it makes me weepy to think that there's only 1 year left after season 7. I really have to force myself to tidy up around the house. I'd like to be a wife and mother. I guess I'll know Mr. Right when I meet him. I'd never say no to surgery in the future, because I feel like, as I get older, I'm going to face temptation more. I don't want to lose my fitness. I'm 45. I have 2 babies. I've got a long way to go and I want to keep in tip-top shape. There's no magic bullet. I have good genes in my family, so we'll see just how long I'll be around. All my friends were, like, when I get married, I'm going to have my bridesmaids wear mint green dresses. But all I wanted was to be an actress and go to New York. I really love and it is important to me to be physically fit. I've had the time to go through all the life phases with my parents, from being a bratty teenager, pushing them away, to saying later on, oh my God, I can't believe what you did for me, thank you. I love you so much. When my husband was sick, they were so little that they just didn't even know. They would mimic him and do things like any kids would do, not knowing that it's not normal to feed yourself through your stomach, so, I really didn't like that part. I even thought of being treated at another hospital out of state, but, I decided it didn't feel right to me. It's not like I'm cooking. I'm breastfeeding, I feel like that's the best cooking I could do. For women of a certain age, how do you meet a guy, fall in love, and decide he's the right man to have children with? Your clock's ticking, you're looking at him, and it's a crazy, pressure-filled experience. If I have a 12 or 14-hour workday, I am home the next. I cut out anything that is frivolous or doesn't need to be done. Some people think wearing powder ages them, but try it anyway. For me it mattes my makeup and blends it well. I take nothing for granted, nothing. Just as we're seeing right now, with the COVID-19 pandemic, our entire world just changed on a dime. I couldn't do an acting job just to be working. It really had to have some soul to it. I'm really happy with people that were really honest about it because doctors like to play it down since they don't want you to freak out. But I did read a lot online, and I used the Anal Cancer Foundation's website, analcancerfoundation.org, and they were pretty specific about things. So, I was kind of ready for what was to come. I felt very lucky because the only reason that it was discovered is because I had such a thorough, wonderful gynecologist. I kind of owe her my life. For whatever reason, I don't have any shame about that. I'm a big fan of the anus, I just have a lot of respect for this tiny, little 2 inches that makes our lives livable and pleasant. I really think to destigmatize it is the way to go. It's just silly, we all have one. It's nothing to be embarrassed or ashamed of. I learned a lot about the kind of person I was. And as young as I was, taking care of him the way I did, giving him a good death, gave me some pride that I'd done something good, which I still feel. I thought, oh, maybe I could reschedule that appointment. But since she had set it up, I thought it'd be very rude not to go, so I went. The doctor examined me and said, I just want you to know that whatever it is, it's curable. I went from being in la la land, literally, to what? I think I just kind of left my body. I say the new normal is that I am more sensitive of what I eat and take better care of myself and my diet. I like bringing the girls on set, but if I can't do that then the next day I feel I have to be uber mom to make up for it. Then I'm exhausted and feel like I'm running in fumes. I'm not the greatest with details about normal life, but I am quite fantastic in a crisis. I really knew what to do. I was able to use that experience, and that helped me to take care of Tom. And by the time it got to me, it was kind of old hat. I do like to remind people that there is life post-cancer, and after a certain time, it won't be the first thing you think about every day. What I lack in energy, I have in wisdom. I will say that when I had my first chemo treatment, I thought I was doing great. And then out of nowhere, I felt this sting in my lip. It was excruciating. It was from the chemo. So I did learn after that to be proactive and get ahead of things because I thought, I don't need that RINs, or these drugs, or whatever, and then I found myself in the thick of it, and I had gastric problems, mouth sores, all the terrible things that can happen with chemotherapy. It's certainly not fun. During the show I got married, I had twins and I took care of my husband at one point when he was sick. I went from thinking I was giving up my acting career to working on a hugely successful show. I've been working so hard for the past 8 years and I'm tired, but I'm also deliciously tired because what a wonderful life I've lived. I'm looking forward to having a rest and being able to give to those I haven't been able to see. I try to balance it out on the whole. Being a mom is always the priority. Next, it's taking care of yourself. Right now, I get to only work 2 days a week. It's a dream. I can't imagine how hard it is for mothers who work 40 hours a week. I'll tell you my routine, it's really exciting. I feed, I burp, I change diapers, I pump. And then I have a tiny window of time to myself. Here's the thing, I wasn't interested in becoming the anal cancer spokesperson. I wanted to move on with my career and my life. I'd like to keep a nice set of Bree's signature pearls. That's what I'd like to keep. But that's all. I don't need anything else. I've got loads of wonderful memories. It's kind of ironic that if I get my PhD, I'll be a real doctor. I've been working so hard for the past 8 years and I'm tired, but I'm also deliciously tired because what a wonderful life I've lived.